if it's too low.
I kind of like it where it is. That's why, probably. That's all good.
Seat moves if you want.
I think I'm all right with it. I'm pretty much assuming you can't hear me at all.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I figured. You can't hear me. We'll go to that one on Acre.
Yeah.
We'll just try a few things, keep it out of the mud, but we'll talk about it while we're there, maybe.
Cool.
This thing literally feels like a small truck.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's smooth.
It is. It's very nice.
I'm actually pretty happy with that. I didn't know how much I wanted to thump on it. You guys, you just got it.
Yeah.
But you've done the break-in and you've been ripping on it pretty good.
Yep.
The windshield is something. You like that?
I like it, except for the flex. But this piece does come off.
Yeah, yeah.
So if we wanted to, we could take it off and not have to worry about it.
It's just interesting, eh? But it's good for airflow and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, it gives you good air over the top, keeps the dust out for the most part. Kathy can't see over this part.
Oh, yeah.
So she's got to keep it closed. And then when it's closed, the dust just keeps piling in. It's like a tornado in here.
Yeah. A lot of guys were saying like the full windshield effect is just not good. I tried it with a Kubota too, and
yeah,
it was just endless, and we always had to get out and clean it. It's just incredibly annoying.
Yeah, it's hard when the sun's out. You get a good glare off of it.
Everyone keeps telling me not to bother unless you have a full cab and a wiper. Like once you have the full cab, it's all sealed. It's not gonna whirlwind in here,
yeah,
right?
True.
And the wiper would be useful. I just find it odd with the design of the
fold on it.
Yeah, interesting. I can't see through those things, so there's a bunch of like splits in my vision.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but so far the ride of this thing is just comfortable. You know what? Let's try putting it in low. I want to see that. Ooh, I like the engagement. You know what? That thing is snappy.
Yep.
Do you have engagement RPM on here somewhere?
Have what?
Engagement RPM?
I couldn't figure that out. flipping through it, and somehow I got into changing the time, and I never got back into it.
Okay, there's your trip kilometers, hours, odometer. Okay.
But no RPM.
No, I'm not seeing it because this thing just really takes off and low. It's definitely a super high engagement. There are certainly some features on this that I like. Another machine, oh, maybe a little bit of adjustment in the linkage there, but you had an e-brake, yep. I have to say that was really nice. This thing's comfy.
It is. I love the seats.
Yeah, that's got to be what it is. And the seating position, out of a few recent machines that I've tried, it's very relaxed and casual, and your legs are more forward than your body, and you can lean back and just kind of relax. I was so relaxed at one point that I was just gonna do like the truck driving thing. And I even got so confused that I was looking for a signal. Because I have to say, this thing is literally like driving a small quarter-ton truck or something. So this is a Kawasaki Teryx4 LE, is that right?
Yep.
An 800 V-twin. I'm assuming it's Kawasaki's engine. It's a 4-seater. It's a bit of a bust, but believe it or not, I just had a little ride in it, and I have to say it was sporty. Super sporty feeling. Much better than some other machines that I've tried. Very relaxed, super comfortable, to the point where if you don't pay attention, you'll think you're in a small truck. That's what my impressions are. But this is Mike, he's the owner. Him and his wife just purchased this. They moved up north to grab a slice of paradise, try some riding and do some interesting stuff, and their family vehicle was purchased right here in front of you. So you were looking at this in Toronto Power Sports. When I was down for Toronto Power Sports, you guys sat in one of these, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah, we sat in everything they had there and fell in love with this, and actually watched a lot of videos on them and picked this one to be ours.
That's a pretty sweet unit anyway. Like, Fox shocks are actually doing a really good job on this application. I'm not big on them in a lot of other rides, but I have to say these were actually tuned really well. And it's big, it's robust, it feels a little bulky, it has a little bit of a sway to it, but what do you expect when it's a 4-seater with seats that high especially? But I mean, you guys have 2 kids and dog and all sorts of stuff. You guys all load in here and you just travel about, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good family off-roading vehicle.
Yeah, so I'm actually really impressed. We got Bighorn 2.0s. What size are they? 27 by 11 rear on 14s. I'm assuming that's an 8. It's a 9. A 9 wide in the front. It's pretty sizable tires. 27s are pretty big for stock. That's LED lighting, eh?
Yep. Yeah, it's got 4 settings.
4?
Yep.
Why?
So that's off.
Off?
1 low, 2 low, 1 high, 2 low.
Really? That's crazy. So single light, 1 high, 2 high, all low, all high, what?
Yeah, so the inner lights have a high and a low, and the outer lights have a high and a low.
Well, that's cool.
7 switches.
That's a lot of control. That's, oh yeah, look at that. So you actually control them all individually for what you want. There's your winch right there. What'd you get? That's from Kawasaki too? So 2019 got a Pro Vantage 3500. Big bottom fair lead, like a plow fair lead. Front sway, I'm assuming obviously there's a rear sway bar, right? I'm not seeing one in the rear. Am I crazy? Huh. Maybe it's just beefy enough in the rear that they decided not to. That's a big rear diff though, my God. They're not joking around with that. I like the centered exhaust, but one thing you and I were talking about is there's no real easy access to all of the like powertrain, and it's all like a center tunnel. I can't say I'm fond of that.
Yeah, that's probably a bit of a downfall.
These are all things that I think about because like I tend to be working on these things, and as soon as I saw that, I'm like, that's not exciting. But again, it's a Japanese company, so you shouldn't be in there too much.
It's not.
That's usually the rule of thumb. I've never really had much issues with Japanese companies. That's why I always talk highly about them. That being said, I'm actually impressed all around with this. One thing about Japanese companies is they're always considering reliability, and they don't mind losing power for that. But when I drove this, it felt like it had a bunch of power. I didn't thwomp on it because it's new and not mine, but so that's pretty cool. The bumper stock came with it.
Stock. We're probably gonna pick up a rear bumper for it.
Yeah. So where does this fall in the model scheme? Like, is there lower models and higher models to this?
Yeah, this is the top end Kawasaki.
Oh yeah, so this is it, cream of the crop.
Yeah.
And you didn't get a rear bumper with that.
No.
Well, that's annoying. Let's take a look at the back here. I could see why you would want one. This is all plastic here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, you get rear-ended, there's definitely some damage to be had there.
Yeah. This was an add-on from Kawasaki.
Oh yeah, so you bought this. Big storage unit.
Yeah.
So what's cool is it's actually a full 4-seater. No sacrifice on the 4-seater side. You still get a little bit of a box, and then you put the bin in.
Yep.
It's probably a good choice, to tell you the truth. Because, I mean, ultimately, what's that box going to do without the storage bin? Yeah.
Collect dust.
Yeah. I'm surprised there wasn't a rear bumper for that. It seems a little exposed.
It is, yeah.
But they make them?
Yeah, I saw a Super ATV one that comes up from the back here. So if you hold off a rock or something, protects everything that's there and comes up and protects the rear fascia.
Another thing when I was riding I noticed is when you get this thing like screaming along the trail, it actually already has a really good stock sound to it. So
change that to non-stock.
yeah, you're going big?
Yeah.
I'll bet you this thing will just scream with an aftermarket, because it's kind of like a Polaris sound if you've ever heard it stock. They have a raspy, open can kind of sound to it. They're really, really good. What that usually means is they sound incredible with an aftermarket pipe. And obviously the gigantic cage. He's got the kids in here. He has a little booster seat for the boy, and cup holders galore, a little bit of storage for everybody. And there was no sacrifice. Like, usually the driver seats and the passenger seat's really nice, and then they kind of just do like a blah boring seat for the back. But these are all 4 full-size adult like race seats. They're no joke for a stock seat.
The rear seats are almost like stadium, so they're a little bit higher and they're centered a little bit more to give the passengers better view.
So you can actually see it.
Yeah.
It's a little off, so when you're in here you can actually see out of it, other than the strange windshield that cuts off like 10% of your vision. I can't get over that. After all of the thought they put into this machine, I just find that an odd design.
That's aftermarket.
Oh, is it aftermarket?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't blame Kawasaki for that one. Obviously they have it all figured out, but I don't know what the idea is behind that. I think there's easier ways of doing splits. I mean, obviously they were going for like a better seal scenario, but
I think it was probably to try to get rid of the flex.
oh yeah, but it didn't. It still had a bit of flex. When you were riding, it would vibrate like that.
Yeah, but this piece comes off. It is removable and adjustable.
For anyone above like 5'8", this makes more sense.
Yeah.
I've always imagined the half lower windshields being the better way to go, unless you have a full cab. Nice unit, man. And everything's accessible. We were joking around the other day. We had a look at it here, this way. And then it just pops forward, I think. Like, look at this airbox position. For stock, like, think about how high that actually is.
That's got to be
3.5, 4 feet.
Yeah.
So, like, you can actually do some pretty incredible stuff right out of the gate. You know, instead of strange positionings, like I've seen some side-by-sides with air boxes like down here and stuff like that. You're just gonna suck water in from a puddle. All your wiring's neat. What else do you have access to here? All your fuses. See, that's just Japanese stuff that I've fallen in love with. They're always thinking about that. And what about the rad here? That's reasonably accessible to clean. And it looks like this grill is what? Is it removable? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. But I mean, you can get at it pretty good either way, and just soak it. And it's obviously doing pretty well. How many kilometers you got?
Just over 300.
You just got this thing too. That's pretty good. Oh, it's just the...
That's just that
Oh, it's all painted plastics.
Yep.
That's actually impressive. Full door, full half doors. Was there an option to get full all the way up doors?
You could buy them. It's not a, like I guess it's a Kawasaki add-on or whatever.
So they are available?
Yep.
I had a really good time riding it anyway.
I don't know if you noticed, but when you're riding, the engine does give off a lot of heat in here.
I did notice.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad. I am wearing shorts though. But yeah, I did feel, was it my left leg? No, it's my right leg. So
it does get warm in there.
The engine's actually all full mid-mount. Like this is the tunnel I was talking about that you can see from the back. So all of the access is, they have heat shielding and stuff like that, but because of the proximity to your leg, he did point it out obviously, but you could feel it all in here. So where did you find the belt access? It was like underneath this seat, right?
The dipstick's there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where belt access is.
Your full engine's like right there, right in the middle.
Yeah, I think that whole cover has to come off to get at it.
So I guess that's kind of the perk of some other models that have it way in the rear for access and stuff, and you're not feeling all the heat, but it wasn't unbearable. You definitely notice it though.
It's got two 12-volt outlets.
Charging all sorts of stuff, good to go.
One there, one there.
Let's see here. Obviously your storage. I don't know what you would do with that, but I guess you could put something in there. Some cup holders, little change thing. Oh shit handle for your friends. Oh, it looks like pretty much everyone but you get one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've got the steering wheel.
So the kids can scream and hold on, good to go. That's a cool machine.
Kathy would like one that runs off the dash.
Yeah.
She doesn't like the holding like this kind of thing.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's actually with the seat position. Can she even reach it?
Probably not with her back on the backrest.
So she has to like crouch up and grab onto it. I don't actually see enough of these, to tell you the truth. I don't see them out and about too often. It's always like Defenders, X3s, Generals, Razors, and I don't know why you don't see more of these. Maybe dealership access? What is it?
I don't know.
Like, I had a really good time in 2 seconds. Like, I definitely know this thing's got boatloads of power to cruise around. I have no doubts that you could go mudding with the entire family in this thing, which I would imagine is what it's selling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at first we said, yeah, we're not going to hit the mud in it. And as soon as we got out on it and went through a little bit of mud, Marcus was like, yeah, let's go more mud. More mud.
More mud. Well, that's the most fun you'll have.
Yeah.
Mind you, this thing does rip. What are you thinking about doing other than the exhaust and stuff? You want the rear bumper?
Kathy's talking tires. I don't know.
As far as trail tires,
those are great, yeah.
a lot of people joke that they're called big leaks because they do tend to leak over time, but they are highly rated for trail riding.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with the bighorns in my opinion. I would definitely keep them as a trail set if you wanted to get a mud set. Have you considered different mud tires? Have you been looking up?
No, not yet.
Something with a like a 2-inch lug or something, flat profile. I don't know if I would go too wide in the rear, maybe like a 9 wide all around, square tires, all 4 corners, something like that. I'll bet you this thing would be mean. I wonder where that's another thing, is belts. So
yeah, I don't know where the belt is.
the engine's here, I'm guessing gearbox somewhere back here, I'd guess, or under, maybe the opposite side, I'm not sure. If I were to guess, it's under this seat.
Gas tank's under that seat.
Okay. But yeah, with the whole mid-mount thing, like, it's true though, like, you don't really have to consider it too often. So if you're in the shop, I guess it's not the biggest deal in the world to just tear a few plastics off real quick. You probably get good at it over time, just like I'm getting with my Can-Am.
Yeah. I'm hearing guys aren't changing them for 3,000 kilometers.
That's pretty good. I'll bet you get more than that, but yeah. 3,000's not the best number, but definitely above average for a lot of big power brands. And this thing's obviously got the power, so I think I'll let you drive on the way home. You know this machine, you're pretty comfortable with it, and I'll video some of that.
Cool.
quite rutted. The middle over there is deep. You gonna give her a whirl? Okay. That's dry right up. Never mind. Not a drop of water left. Holy. Not gonna lie, pretty impressed. The governor at 80 is kind of disappointing though.
A little bit.
For a machine that you know has a ton of power, it's like, eh. Oh well.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing it to me, Mike.
No problem.
Let's wash her up.